Okay. Uh, so this is the normally which is the preferred content which I normally used to go for the online training.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So just before
Mm-hmm.
starting, I just like to know whether you have any expertise in SAP or any other module you are working.
No, yeah, I am
Oh,
working as a SAP MM consultant.
okay, that is fine. Okay. Because I just want to know whether you're new to SAP or like you have an exposure in SAP, so that will be easy for me.
Okay, okay, okay. No, I have
Okay.
exposure in SAP.
Fine. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll go to the content. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So before going to the content, I just want to show you some slides from my
Okay.
side. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, you already worked in WM or it's completely new for you?
No, it is new for me.
Okay. So as you have been working, okay, let me know myself. I'm Sanad. I was working for 10 years in
Mm-hmm.
SAP for
Okay.
warehouse management, production planning, quality management, DMS, worked for PM also. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now I've been trying for EWM.
Okay.
So, okay. So what is the difference between this inventory and warehouse? Warehouse management is a simple module compared to material management.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we don't have any accounting documentation for this. So it just
Okay.
tells you about the stock details. It does not bother about the
Mm-hmm.
accounting information details. Okay.
Okay.
So so that's the reason it does not have much complexity.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be worked as an individual resources.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
the front end will be the inventory management.
Mm.
So whenever the inventory management happens, so then only the warehouse
Mm.
management activities will start.
Mm.
Okay, fine. So
Mm.
the main difference is like inventory management will gives only the show you the particular stock in a particular location.
Mm. Yes.
Okay, warehouse management. What is the use of warehouse management? Why the client will go for
Mm.
an warehouse management activities? Because it gives an in detailed explanation like the particular product is in a particular location, in which
Mm.
bin, in which exact place. So it is there.
Exact place. Yeah. In which
Yeah,
bin?
yeah. In which particular area, in which particular place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in which corner or how can I take that particular product? So it gives you all the
Mm-hmm.
details. So for example, if
Okay.
you have been working in a company, so
Mm.
that is nothing but inventory management. Tells that you are working in that particular company. But
Okay.
warehouse management tells that so you are working in this particular company and you are working in this particular module and your location is such a building and you are
Mm.
sitting in that particular cubicle. So it will
Okay.
goes and merge in the deep penetration and gives all the details. So what
Mm.
happens? This gives an easy way to identify a particular product for a customer to pick up and
Mm.
to place it.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the reason some clients will go for warehouse management.
Mm.
So normally
Mm-hmm.
this cost will be particularly high. So
Mm-hmm.
because they need to construct a big building. Okay, so they have to there's some nomenclatures to construct a warehouse and compare to inventory management. So inventory
Okay.
management can be placed in a particular location also. Let's say you can in a particular room. So if you divide that room, so you can put it at the storage location. But as warehouse management
Mm.
cannot do that activity because
Mm-hmm.
that needs a particular structure, nomenclature, and everything. So they need
Mm.
a some kind of racks, some kind of huge trucks. So all these things should be there. Otherwise, you cannot implement the warehouse management.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see the next slide, where how this warehouse management has been segregated from which module it has been. So how it links to other modules. So this is a geographical picture. So there is no separate warehouse management node. If you take in a SAP or if you go for SPRO, we cannot find a separate naming convention like warehouse management. So if you want to find a warehouse management, it will be in the LE, that is called logistics execution. Okay, if you branch that
logistic execution.
yeah.
Okay.
If you go to SPRO, just see logistics execution. Just open the tree. In the tree, you can find the warehouse management. Okay. So previously, it was merged in the material management. Okay. Maybe for 4 version. After that, SAP 4 version. I'm not sure the version name. So this warehouse management has been separated and put it in the logistic execution.
Okay.
Why? There are so many reasons. Okay, we'll come to know later on. Okay, so mainly it is correlated for material management because it starts from inventory management, the front end. So that's the reason Council will prefer the WM warehouse management. But it also links to shipping and transportation.
Okay.
So that's the reason is LD consultant is nothing but he may be expertise in warehouse management, shipping, and a part of transportation.
Okay.
So whereas the shipping and transportation is more integrated with SD model. Okay, because the ship to particular customer, ship to particular vendor. So if you are shipping, so how you are shipping? That means of transport by roadways or by airways. So how the transportation has been taken place, which truck number, driver number, all these details will be stored in transportation. So why this LD consists of warehouse, shipping, and transportation? Let's take a small example. So from India to any other country, they want to export and import. Okay, export from India and importing from other country. So if a warehouse management is there, so normally the dispatch will happen from the warehouse building. Okay, it does not go into again inventory and there they will pack it. No, it will not happen like that. Okay, once the whole process is completed, like if you are taking a purchase order from a vendor, okay, so you want to buying a product from a particular vendor. So once the particular product has been arrived, so you will be getting a challan or receipt, and then the particular inventory. From the inventory, they will store in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Okay, because they don't have any space. Only the space is a warehouse management.
Okay.
From warehouse, they'll pack it in a separate room, and then they will deliver to the customer. Okay, so when they deliver it, so the shipping point will trigger.
Okay.
So when the shipping point has been triggered, the transportation details will trigger. So if you see the slide from left to right.
Sorry, one question from my side.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Warehouse management is already there, so we need to, when we receive a material, then directly it go to warehouse management, right?
Right.
Okay.
Directly it goes to warehouse management. That is one kind of a process. So if the warehouse is in another place, let's see, you are in one particular plant, so warehouse is another plant, in another area. Okay, so you are manufacturing in Hyderabad, so warehouse is in Delhi. Okay, in Hyderabad, for Chennai, and for Mumbai, all these three places they will store in the warehouse, one warehouse which is situated in the Delhi. So first they will receive all the products into their inventories, and later on all these products will be transported to warehouse.
Okay.
Okay. So like that also the warehouse cannot be in the same place. So they can situate in another place also.
Okay.
Okay. So many plants can have but one warehouse.
Okay.
Fine. we'll see that organization structure is there. Okay, that is the main
Hmm.
thing. Okay, so as I told you, how this warehouse has been integrated to other modules. So
Hmm.
warehouse is nothing but only two process will be there. Only two things.
Hmm.
Either you are placing a product in the warehouse or you are
Okay.
picking a product from the warehouse. It's nothing
Warehouse,
but
yes.
GR and GA,
GRN and
right?
GA.
So you
GA
do the
stands
good
for?
receipt. You want GR is nothing but a goods receipt.
Yeah, GR.
That's
Okay, GI. Good issue.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay.
goods issue.
Hmm.
Okay. You're storing a product or you are dispatching a product from the
Hmm.
warehouse.
Okay.
Okay. Only two things will happen. That's it. In
Hmm.
these two things, there will be multiple complexity processes based on the
Okay.
client requirements.
Hmm.
Okay. So now if you take the GR, so
Hmm.
the most cases, so it is more or integrated to MM module. So
Hmm.
it's nothing but you're bringing a product from the vendor and placing into the warehouse, right? In a SAP terminology, you create a purchase order and you do the good receipt.
Yeah.
So when you're doing the good receipt, so you will put a
Hmm.
store a location which is linked to the warehouse.
Okay.
Okay, so that how it is integrated to MM. Okay, so if you take the goods issue,
Hmm.
so once the product is happened and placed in the warehouse, so when the customer order comes, that is the sales order will be created. Sales department, SD person will create a sales order, and then he
Hmm.
will create a delivery, and then he will do the goods issue. So,
Okay.
but the product is from the warehouse, so he will do the goods issue from the warehouse.
Okay.
So that's how it
So
is linked to SD.
delivery and good issue is come in WM, right?
Yeah, goods issue
Okay.
will happen from the WM, good receipt into the WM,
Hmm. And
in and
delivery?
out. So delivery is mainly related to SD part.
HD parcels and distribution.
Okay. So we are now discussing how the WM will helpful for MM consultant and how the WM consultant will be integrated to SD consultant. In which areas, in which processes. So I've just
Hmm.
taken a basic process. If you take
Hmm.
the MM, so he will do the good receive the purchase order, and then he will create a purchase order, and then he will do the good receive with respect to purchase order.
Hmm.
That is the product is coming into the warehouse, right?
Yeah.
So if you take the SD, so what they will do? So they have a customer order, so they create a sales order, and then they will create a delivery, and then they will do the
Hmm.
goods issue for the delivery. So it is going out from the warehouse.
Hmm.
Okay. Now there's another module, PP,
Hmm.
this production planning manufacturing.
Production.
So it has been integrated with GR and GA. Okay, how? So normally, if you want to manufacture product, what we will do? PP consultant will do the manufacturing. He will make
Hmm.
all the finished product. So once
Hmm.
he is ready for after making a finished product, okay,
Hmm.
he will ask the warehouse guy. So this particular product needs to be stored in the warehouse.
Okay.
Okay, so that's how
Hmm.
it is showing as good receipt. Okay.
Okay.
Now to make a finished product, let's take he's making another finished product. For
Hmm.
that he needs some raw materials.
Hmm.
Okay. So what happens that those raw materials are already there in the warehouse because the raw materials will be procured from the MM.
MM
Already
side.
they will have been
Hmm.
purchasing from the vendor and then they're already placed in the warehouse. So production people what they will do, they will take some intent. Intent is nothing but a printout. So what are the materials which are required to make this finished product? What are the raw materials which I need to require?
Hmm.
So they will take that indent and then they will send to the warehouse guy. Boss, I
Hmm.
need these raw materials to manufacture this product. So the
Hmm.
next day, he will supply those products to the production people, manufacturing department.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's how it is integrated with PP also.
Okay.
Now, These are purely related to warehouse processes. So if you take the goods receipt and goods issue, in the previous slide we discussed there are two processes. One is the goods receipt, another is the goods issue. Okay. So if you take the goods receipt, what are the standard processes? So let's see. If you see here, the inbound delivery is created. Okay. This is internal manufacturing, internal product, right? So they create inbound delivery, and then they create an inbound with reference to PO, and then they will do the goods receipt with respect to inbound delivery. Okay. So before that, there are two things. One is transfer order and confirm transfer order. Okay. We'll talk about these things. These are the warehouse activities. Similarly, if you take this one, they create a purchase order and then they will do the goods receipt with respect to purchase order. After doing the goods receipt, so the warehouse activities will start, like transfer requirement. So transfer product creation and confirming the transfer order. So these three steps are nothing but warehouse activities. If you take this black line, which is in the black box, so once you create a purchase order and do the goods with respect to purchase order, so what happens? You can see the stock in the inventory. That is up to MM. You can tell that is up to the part of MM consultant. Now what the warehouse guy will do? If you look into the warehouse, that particular product is not in the warehouse. It is only in the storage location. Okay. So now the warehouse guy will come with a truck and he will unload he will load all the particular materials and he will take away into the warehouse and he will put those products in particular place. So that process is nothing but these three steps. Okay, we'll talk about it. It's a bit confusing. Let's not go into the deep depth. Okay, if you do the goods issue, what happens? The sales order will be created. Outbound delivery will be created. Okay. So when the outbound delivery is created, reference to sales order. So the warehouse guy, they will inform to the warehouse guy, boss, this particular product needs to is there in the warehouse. I need to supply this to the customer. So before doing the goods issue, this warehouse guy will go into the warehouse. He will pick that particular product, and then he will give it to the sales department. Then the sales department will do the goods issue.
So confirmed transfer order, this is come under warehouse management, right?
Yes. This transfer order picking is nothing but he picking the transfer order means the warehouse guy will go and pick the product. So once he hand over to the sales department, he will confirm that he will confirm the particular activity. That is nothing but confirming the transfer order. So once he confirms, automatically the sales department can view in the system. Then he will do the goods issue. Okay. So don't worry about this transaction wise. Better understand the processes. Just imagine there is a warehouse, there is a sales department. So sales department will inform to the warehouse. So warehouse guy will go into the warehouse and he picks the product and then he will deliver to the sales department. Then the sales department will do the delivery to the customer. You just imagine there is a truck. So the truck will come into the warehouse. The warehouse will take a product and will be loading in the truck. Once the truck is loaded, so the truck will be delivered to the customer. So once the customer is delivered, again he comes into the SAP. SD department will do the goods issue. I have done the goods issue to the customer. That is how in planned how the activities will perform. In the SAP, what we will do all these activities at a time. But if you observe the plant side, so first these two steps will be created. The next day, warehouse guy will do these two steps. Then the third day, they will do the goods issue. Okay, that's the reason we will give the goods issue date in the delivery. Okay, this is all the SD activities. So they will do that particular date, like 2 days after the warehouse activities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So these are all processes wise in the SAP. Okay. Now let us see. Uh, okay. So this is how there are some more integration processes. So we already discussed this inventory management. Okay. So this arrow indicates the good receipt. This arrow indicates the goods issue.
Good issue.
So delivery processes, production control, quality management. So quality management is also integrated with warehouse. Okay. So how it has been integrated? We will take example only. You create a purchase order and you do the good receipt. Okay.
Okay.
Before placing that particular product into the warehouse, so we want to check that particular product because we don't know the vendor. It's a new vendor. It's not a reliable vendor.
Okay.
So we'll ask the quality guy to check the product. So before entering or before placing that product into the warehouse, the truck will go into the quality department.
Okay.
So the quality guy will come and he will take some samples. He will do the quality testing for 2 to 3 days, and then he'll confirm, okay, these products are reliable and these are meeting the SOPs. Okay, these are in the good quality. After that, the truck will go into the warehouse, and then the warehouse guy will come and collect the products and place in the warehouse. Okay, so before placing the product, how the quality management comes into the role. So this is the organization structure. See,
Warehouse.
we have a warehouse number. Okay, then storage type, storage session, and the storage bin.
Storage bin.
The only master data for the warehouse is the storage bin creation. There is no other particular thing. Okay, and this is also we can done in the configuration. No need to do LSMW or any enhancement, something like that. Nothing. Okay,
Only for
so we can do
configuration.
through some single transaction from the configuration. We can create the storage bins.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what is the storage type and the storage session? So if, I hope you went for DMart, right? DMart, Metro, some kind of Walmart markets. So if you go, when you step inside, so if you want to buy a stationery, so it's a huge one. So we don't know where is the stationery. So you just walk into the Metro. There you will find the stationery or at particular sessions, at a particular place, you find the board stationery. So then you come to know, okay, stationery is their side. Okay, you will go to the direct to stationery area. So if you go to stationery area, again you can find some racks, right? The first rack will be like pens, pencils. The down rack will be like pencil boxes. The third rack you can find some kind of files, papers, right? So now we want to buy some file. So by seeing those racks, you can directly go into the particular rack and then you pick up the file. Okay, so that's made you an easy for the customer to pick a product. Now imagine the stationery board is nothing but your storage type.
Okay.
Okay, all the pencils, boxes, files, racks are nothing but the storage sessions, or you can call it as the picking areas. Okay, so one storage type will have multiple storage sessions, right?
Yeah.
That is the thing of the structure. So in if you talk about in the SAP, storage type is nothing but raw materials, finished products, semi-finished products, like that. Again, raw materials, all kind of some lightweight raw materials, heavyweight raw materials are in one particular storage sessions. or fast moving raw materials, slow moving raw materials. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so they can segregate in this kind of a way. Okay, so sometimes if you go to a small supermarket, okay, you don't have that much infrastructure. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so what thing he'll put one stationery board. So there will be only
Mm-hmm.
one rack saying those are nothing but a stationery. In that rack, all the things will be there: pencils, pens, files, everything. Okay. So in that process, we have only one storage type and one storage session, right?
Yeah.
If you go to supermarkets instead of Metro, D-Mart, if you go to small supermarkets, so you can find
Mm-hmm.
only one rack, right? They mix up all those kinds in one rack only,
Mm-hmm.
like that. It depends upon the processes. If you go to pharma, there you can find a huge kind of warehouse structures. Okay, so all the liquids will be placed in the down rack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all the solid metals will be placed in the up one high rack.
High rate. Yeah.
Why? Because the liquids can't be placed in the high rack because there may
Mm-hmm.
be a chances of leakages due to temperature conditions. So if they start leaking, that liquid will fall from the high rack to the low rack. The low rack
Yeah.
materials may get damaged.
Mm-hmm.
This was a general SOP for pharma. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
now you are able to understand how what is storage type, storage session, and that rack
Mm-hmm.
is nothing but your bin. So if the
Okay.
files are kept in one particular area, so that area you can call it as a bin. I will show in the next picture. Uh, See here, you can find this one. You can see
Mm-hmm.
my cursor which is moving here.
Yeah.
See, all
Mm-hmm.
these metals are placed in this one. So
Mm-hmm.
this will be one storage bin. This will be one storage bin, like this. The down will be one storage bin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I can treat like all the up one rack is one storage type. This is one storage type. This is one storage type. Okay. My storage type and storage sessions are same. Or I can create the three racks in one storage type and each like three storage sessions.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like this. Okay. Let's go into this. Okay. Now here, if you see here, you see the first one. You can find one storage bin, right? In this storage bin, you see one kind of a material and batch. One drum is placed in the storage bin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now if you see this one storage bin for the same material but the batch number is different. That's the reason it was placed in the different storage bin. Because of the characteristics, because of the nature of the batch. If you place these two metals in one particular bin, that may get damaged.
Okay.
Okay. Now if you see storage bin 2, the same materials are keep on adding in the same storage bin because of
Mm-hmm.
utilization of the capacity of the bin.
Mm-hmm.
Right. My bin is having a capacity which can accommodate 100 of material B2. So
Okay.
up to 100 boxes I can place that particular bin instead of placing in the next bin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So all these things will be happen based on the strategies. So there each and every storage type. So this storage type, you see this storage type. In this particular storage, you see this picture. In this particular storage type, I can add multiples of metal B2 boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for that particular storage type, so we need to set up few configuration things. What is the strategy of putting in the particular storage type and the particular bin?
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, if you are removing That is, if you are removing a particular product from the particular storage type, again the strategy will be there. Okay. So there are multiple strategies. Fixed bin strategy, like picking strategies. Okay. There are 5 or 6 strategies based on the, if you want to say, let's say this material in the storage bin, you have material and multiple batches are there. Okay, if you want to pick that particular material A1, so which batch we need to pick it first? The batch which is going to expire the first one, right? So that first batch, it will pick it up automatically. System will show you was material A1, batch 34 is the first one which is expiring, which is used to expiry from the storage bin, particular storage bin. So pick it up, pick this particular part first, and then deliver to customer. So like the system will help us to find out based on strategies. If you're not configuring those strategies in a proper way, then it impacts to the business.
Correct.
Right. Now you see here. If you see the down one, first inventory management, then the last is the warehouse management. In between this, there is some reference movement type. So how it is connected? It's not connected directly. It is indirectly connected. First, you will do the go to receive with respect to purchase order. That is one or two movement type. This inventory movement type is linked to some reference movement type. And that reference movement type is again linked to warehouse movement type. Okay. For example, one order movement type from inventory will have the reference movement type as 101. Again, 101 reference movement type will have a 101 movement type in the warehouse management. Okay. So it's nothing but if you see in MMB, if it is a 101 here in the inventory, again here you can see a 101 movement type happening in the warehouse.
Okay.
So in that way, it is linked. So all things is linked to the movement types. Each and every activity. In the front end, you have an inventory movement type. That inventory movement type will be connected to the warehouse movement type again. Okay. Now, if you see the top one, it is nothing but a good receipt with respect to purchase order. He is posting the good receipt. Okay, he initially created a purchase order and then he has done the good receipt with respect to purchase order. So what happens once he's done the good receipt? It is the stock visible in the storage location, not in the warehouse. Okay, it is visible in the storage location. That is, it is the inventory movement activity was done.
Under inventory.
So, yeah. Once this is done, now the warehouse guy will have to search for this particular product in which storage type I have a place. Right. So if some pencils has been, some bulk of pencils load has came. Okay. First you need to go and search in the stationery area and the pencils rack. Is that rack is having a place to add these pencils in a particular rack or not? Okay. So that activity is nothing but transfer requirement. So transferring the requirement. So whether I can transfer that requirement or not. So that basic search you will do it. So once he confirms, yes, I can place these pens or pencils in the particular stationery and the particular rack. Okay. Once he confirms, then that is called a transfer order. That means he confirms that order. Okay. Now the order is confirmed. You can transfer the particular product into the particular storage type. Okay. The warehouse guy will come along with some truck and then he will take all the stationaries. He will go to the metro. Imagine we are in the metro. Okay. Outside some stationery came. They will come with a truck. He will load all these things. Again, he will go into the station area and then he will place all the stationaries in the particular storage type. Okay. In that particular rack. So once he is done, he will confirm the transfer order, saying that, boss, I have placed this particular product. Okay. Without that, even though if you place a particular product, you cannot confirm the transfer order. System still shows that the stock is still not reached in the warehouse. It stock still shows in the in transit only. It will not show in the particular storage type. Okay. So after checking it again, you can tell that, boss, this you may place the particular product physically in the warehouse, but in the system you have not confirmed. First confirm that order. So once he confirms that order, he can find this kind of a thing. So that particular material has been placed in a storage bin. So this activity will end up the warehouse. These are the activities. Okay, one is the transfer requirement and the other is the transfer order.
It means once we place a material in a storage bin, then it is confirmed a storage.
It's confirming the transfer order. Okay.
Transfer order.
So there are 3 steps. One is the transfer requirement. So whether you can able to transfer requirement or not. Next thing is, yes. If yes, then he will create a transfer order. Okay. The warehouse supervisor will create transfer order, and the warehouse workers will do that activity.
Okay.
So once the warehouse workers has done the activity, warehouse supervisor will come and will confirm the transfer order, saying that activity was done. That means the warehouse activity was completed. Okay. This is the meaning of transfer requirement, transfer order. Okay. If you go into SAP, we'll see the steps. Okay. Let's don't bother about the SAP steps. If you understand the processes, then you can correlate with SAP steps. So this is what I mean to say. First, inventory management, then the transfer requirement. Based on this requirement, transfer order will be created. So before creating a transfer order, when the transfer order is created, so what are the things? What are the prerequisites? Storage type, storage bin. Okay. Storage type, storage session, storage bin.
Okay.
After that, we confirm the transfer order. These
it
3
is
steps are
put away strategy, storage type, storage section, storage bin.
Yes, it will come under put away.
What is put away strategy?
Put away is nothing but good receipt. You are doing a good receipt. That is, you are placing the product. It is the product is coming into the warehouse.
Okay.
If you do any kind of good receipt, we'll call it as put away in the warehouse.
Okay.
Okay. These are some more things. Let's don't. If you do any goods issue, we'll call it as stock removal. Okay. Same thing. This is all the same steps. There's no much difference here. Okay. So this speaking from the inventory management, transfer requirement, transfer order, confirm. That's it.
Okay.
There's nothing much more. These are the 3 steps in the warehouse. Nothing extra. Only how to trace out these 3 steps is more important. Okay. So these are some kind of go-to process. We'll see when we are doing SAP. Then I'll show these slides. That will be more easy. It's nothing but first they are planning the goods receipt, then they are getting inbound delivery with respect to PO, then the transfer order, then they confirm the transfer order. Simple. Here no transfer requirement will come. Why will show? I will just tell you. For time being, you skip this one, okay? Because it makes confusion. Now see here, this is a goods issue posting. Transfer requirement, transfer order. So first, if a salesperson tells that, boss, I need to deliver this particular product, you will go and check in the warehouse whether there is a stock or not in the warehouse. So once there is a stock only, then you will create transfer order. Okay. So once the transfer order is created, then then you will pick that particular product and you will place it outside the warehouse from that
Mm-hmm.
particular storage type. Then you will confirm the transfer order, saying that the product is out from the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Then you are not responsible. When the product is out from the warehouse, it's done.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. So these are the basic processes in the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from that, we have some more concepts like handling unit management, storage management. Okay, these are also a mandatory one in the warehouse. So if you are working in Dublin, so people
Mm-hmm.
may ask, you supposed to work on these topics also. One is
Mm-hmm.
the handling unit management.
Handling management.
Handling
Handling
unit
unit
management.
management.
It's
Okay.
nothing but packing a product. You see
Okay.
Amazon, right? Amazon. When you
Yeah.
place the orders, what he will do?
Mm-hmm.
He will pack that particular product in a box, in a
Okay.
kind of a box.
Mm-hmm.
That box is nothing but handling it. Outside the box, he will paste the label, like
Mm-hmm.
the name of the customer and all those things. And at the bottom, you will see, if you observe, there will be a barcode for each one. He will just
Yeah.
scan that barcode. The details will come out directly.
Okay.
I don't know if you recently placed an order or not, because they are coming with some kind of scanning machine. Okay, once they
Mm-hmm.
deliver, no, so they will scan that automatically. It will be visible in their machine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so once you have to do the signature in that. Okay, even if you order use for Flipkart, also the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, the same way from the SAP side. So when they are delivering the particular product to a customer,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so let's take a tablets. So 100 tablets are there, 1,000 tablets are there. Okay, 1,000 tablets, you need to put it in one box, right? Or else it's not possible to deliver each and every sheet to a
Mm-hmm.
customer. So they put it in one box. So they're packed in a box. It can be a box. It can be a truck. If you take liquids, huge kind of containers. So that can be in the trucks. So it can be
Okay.
a truck. It can be a box. It can be anything. Any kind of packing material. That is called a
Mm-hmm.
handling unit.
Handling
Okay.
unit. Okay.
So okay, this is having some number like 18 to 20 digits, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So some kind of a number will be there, huge number, and this numbering will have a logic. Okay, this can
Mm-hmm.
be a enhancement. It cannot be a standard
Okay.
one. Some customer will follow some kind of numbering logic.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay, like our material master creation numbers. Same thing
Mm-hmm.
here also. Okay,
So
the
it
other
is
thing
done
is,
by enhancement. Yes.
yeah, yeah, this can be an enhancement. Most of the cases, it will be an enhancement.
Okay.
Other than implementation part, if you go for rollout or things, so this numbering will be an enhancement.
Okay.
Okay. So it starts with some what you call this one? I forgot that what is called storage shipping container code. Okay.
Okay.
Every country will have one unique government law number. They will provide one number to the company.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that number will be starting for first 6 or 7 digits, and
Okay.
after that you'll put your plan number or some kind of a logic.
Yeah, some type of a standard there.
Some plan number, and then
Okay.
the last 2 digits is like sequence number,
Mm-hmm.
and followed by the prefix A, B, C, some kind of chemicals they'll put it. Okay, for all acyclovir chemicals they'll put it as A. For all methyl alcohols they'll put it as M. It's just an example. Okay, cannot be mandatory. Depends upon the client.
Okay.
Now the third one is storage unit management. It's it's nothing but utilizing the storage bin in a better way,
Mm.
dividing the space of the storage bin into multiple spaces. That is called storage unit management. It's more used for reporting purpose. If you see this picture, 010409, that is, you treat that entirely as a storage bin. Okay. So in that particular bin, I have kept pencils, pens, files, papers. Okay. If you scan this one, it will give you the total, right? It cannot give you each and every individual things. Okay. That's the reason. For all the pencils, I need one barcode. For all the pens, I need again one barcode. This is nothing but storage unit. The subdivision of storage means nothing but storage unit. Okay, so this will expenses of creating a barcodes more. Zebra labels, Zebra printer will be there. So if a client is very rich, then you can customize the storage and management. Okay, nowadays they are not doing it because printing of labels, no, it's more expensive. So for cost cutting, no need of using storage and management. If you are if you are customizing the storage bin for a product in a proper way, then no need of storage and management. Nowadays people are not using this part. It's very rare. Even I came across like one project, one or two, not more than that. Normally used for this stationary materials like non-stationary materials, like gloves, nuts, bolts are there now. So they throw it in all in one particular place. They cannot maintain those kind of stuff in each and every bin. Okay, they throw it like in kind of boxes, and all those things will put it in one rack. In that particular design, you can use this. If the mixing is more, no, then if you want to divide it, then use storage and management. The simplest way of answering why you storage and management is that kind. Okay. So, okay, fine. You can see this gun. So this is what I'm telling the scanning. This gun, if you go for any markets, supermarkets, they're scanned, right, with some kind of small devices. The price will be updated in their machine. So those are nothing but RF guns. For SAP purpose, we'll use this kind of guns. Okay. The same thing, whatever you are doing, the activities like transfer requirement, transfer order creation, confirming the transfer order, the same steps you can do it using this gun. Okay, in this gun, some vendor will be there. That vendor will configure this gun. You will have the same SAP log on pad. So, and you can do the activities using the gun. Okay, why this gun is useful? Because if you take metro, the track will be around like 1 meter height, right? So he cannot go and see. He cannot go up and see. By downstairs only, he will scan the upstairs. So he will come to know how much stock he's having. So that is more useful. It saves time, and he can do the process quickly. This is a common one. Okay. If the warehouse management activities keep on increasing, then the RF gun. It's most important one.
Okay.
Normally people use this RF guns activities. Okay. So what are the benefits? So paper-free communication, simple and easy way, fast and reliable processes. So the screen looks like this. This all put away activities. So select the TO like that. All picking activities. These are the customizing screens. You can design your own screens with the help of technical guide. Okay. We can see, I cannot customize this one, but whatever the things which you are having in the SAP practice tool, those things we can able to view at. Okay, but
Mm.
almost this will be a customization script.
Mhm.
But I can show you how to do a customization and where and how the screens looks. Okay, how the program need to be installed, like those things.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is the same way. Whatever we are discussing, so I put it in a detailed way in this content.
Okay.
Okay, so you go to this content,
Mhm.
then it's more than enough. Normally, I've given some extra also. Batch manual.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Okay, it takes around 45 days, not more than that. Each day 1 hour is my
Mhm.
normal agenda.
Okay.
Okay, any doubts?
Okay. No, no doubt to know.